Well, and I will tell you, having been a law enforcement officer and an investigator in the Marine Corps, to speak to Andrew's point about the deep pockets. I mean, I have conducted investigation and I can't remember how many states and U.S. territories, and it was a limitless budget when the higher ups really wanted to go after somebody. There was almost no limit. And the other thing about, stacking charges, and I guess we could talk about this in relation to Kyle Rittenhouse, the ability to stack charges one upon another is absolutely incredible. I could charge people if you spit on the sidewalk as you walked across in the course of committing whatever crime you committed, you're going to read about it in your charging documents. Would you agree with that?
I certainly would, and of course I see it all the time. I mean, they've charged Rittenhouse, for example, with intentional homicide, reckless endangerment, all very serious felonies. I mean, some of these charges are life in prison. By the way, plus 5 years for the gun enhancement, the sentencing enhancement. So you get life, and when you die, I guess they give you another 5 years. I mean, it's crazy. But even a lot of the other charges are 60 years plus 5 for the gun. But even with all that, then they have to tack on a misdemeanor gun charge because they purport he was in unlawful possession of that AR. Now, frankly, I've looked at Wisconsin gun law on this issue. It's somewhat convoluted. It's one statute refers to another statute, refers to another statute. So it's not straightforward. But if you step through that analysis, I don't see any rational basis on which he violated gun law in Wisconsin. It looks to me like, per Wisconsin gun law, he was perfectly entitled to be in possession of that weapon. And the fact that they're stacking on what I would call this kind of petty misdemeanor charge tells me they don't have confidence in their actual higher charges. Because if you know or believe that you can convict a guy on a charge carrying a sentence of life, you're not worried about a Class A misdemeanor with 9 months in jail and a $10,000 fine.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. And I think he swept somebody with his muzzle in the course of lawful self-defense, in my opinion. And I think they charged him. And even though there's no victim, I don't think they could find the victim. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, he's facing two charges of reckless endangerment. One before, and they're not very specific about the factual basis for these charges when you look at the charging document. But the way they're describing it appears that he may have muzzled a journalist who was there, Richard McGinnis, and then he may have muzzled some other person who they don't name. They just call unknown male. So they're charging him with reckless endangerment of an unknown male. They don't even really have a victim for that charge. But I believe those charges carry a possible sentence of 60 years plus 5 years for having used the gun. So they're extremely serious charges. And a lot of times they'll layer up these charges because they're hoping that even if they can't, again, this is because they lack confidence in the murder charge, in the most serious charge. If they had confidence in that, they wouldn't worry about these other things. But if they lack confidence in that, and they ought to lack confidence in all these. So the reckless endangerment, these are not crimes of intent, right? These are crimes of recklessness. You didn't intend to muzzle the person, but you acted in a reckless manner. The actual use of force charges, the murder, the attempted murder charges, those are all intentional charges. But in every one of those incidents, all three of those people that he actually shot, that he actually used force against, he was in flight from them when they attacked him. And it's all on video. So I think the prosecution reasonably believes they're going to have an uphill fight in front of a jury on those charges, as they ought to, assuming, of course, they get anything like an impartial, unbiased jury in the first place, which is a completely different question. So they're adding these other reckless endangerment charges and these misdemeanor gun possession charges, again, because they don't have confidence in any of these things. Hey, folks, I hope you enjoyed that small snippet from the roughly hour-and-a-half-long interview of yours truly, Attorney Andrew Branca, by Rich Brown over at the American Warrior Society on his weekly Coffee with Rich show. If you'd like to enjoy the full-length video of that interview, you can access that by clicking the box that just popped up on the screen here. Also, before I go, I want to make you aware of a couple of time-limited opportunities we're making available to all of you who enjoy your law of self-defense content. The first opportunity is the chance to get a copy of our best-selling book, The Law of Self-Defense, a real softcover book, over 200 printed pages, not merely an ebook. That normally sells for about $25, but for a limited time, you can get that book for free. To learn more about that opportunity, just click the magic box that just popped up on your screen. The second opportunity is the chance to try out access to our Law of Self-Defense members-only content on an unlimited access basis, full access to our thousands of hours in blog posts, videos, podcasts of plain English self-defense law analysis and insight for a mere 99 cents. That 99 cents gets you 2 full weeks of full membership access. Even better, if you decide it's not for you, and almost nobody does that, but if that's what you decide, simply take advantage of our no questions asked 200% money back guarantee. To learn more about that trial membership opportunity, just click the new magic box that just popped up on your screen. Okay, folks, that's all I have for all of you at the moment. Remember, if you carry a gun so you're hard to kill, that's why I carry a gun so I'm hard to kill, then you also owe it to yourself to make sure you know the law so you're hard to convict. Until next time, I remain Attorney Andrew Branca for Law of Self-Defense. Stay safe.